Hey y'all, Jar here, and here I am to talk about the new Mewtwo in patch 1.1.5. Now I've been getting many requests to go over this guy, especially with all of his recent results, and with all that in mind, let's get this going. So to begin, let's all be honest with ourselves. Many people have placed Mewtwo low for the last few months, and truthfully, he was kind of bad. But we gotta realize that now, with his buffs and with his metagame advancing a ton, he is a huge force for the competitive scene. I don't really feel like many people saw this coming, but Mewtwo has made a big splash, and that really shows how strong this character can be in the right hands. But now to some actual more specific stuff. First off, the buffs. Now these things will really put him over the edge as far as power and made him go from quote-unquote bad to quote-unquote good now. He's been getting continual buffs for months on months, but with the recent ones, he has kind of reached his peak as far as buffs can go, I'm guessing. He's got a huge speed buff, weighs a tiny bit more now, and of course he's getting more and more damage for the last while. These buffs strengthen his core kit, but also give him more power that is hidden within, and overall just make him a lot more solid of a character. Now that, hidden power that I just talked about that has come to pass, of course, has to really be his combo potential. Now, of course, this has always existed. He could always combo okay, but with the newer patches, he has become much better at this. The speed helps a lot, and the way his moves hit now allow a lot more fluid combos. He can get long strings now off one read, which makes him much better than he used to be, where you just get like 1 or 2 hits off a read. Instead, now you get very long strings. Now, another thing that is really new is that he can kind of keep up with the meta now. Now, I feel like this is mostly because of, his actual speed buff, but also that his end lag on many of his moves, of course, has been reduced quite a bit. Now, in the earlier days, he was much slower, much clunkier, and not really fluid at all. Playable, yes, but not really what we wanted. Now, though, with the new speed, he can play with the faster people and do very well with them, which is really nice as most of the top tier characters are very fast. But let's take a step back and talk about things that he's always had, the things that didn't really get added or changed, but the things that still make him great today. Now to begin, I want to mention his long range hitboxes. These things are a monster to deal with, and the main ones of course down tilt, up air, and back air, and of course forward tilt. Now these things cover a big range of motion, and are really great for catching people rolling or just attacking or doing anything. They've always been useful, but now with more combos, connecting one means a ton more. Other than that, he's always had a very solid long range game with of course his Shadow Ball, and he counters other ranged peoples with his side B, which counters their range options. It's not really the focus of his kit, but it does allow him to do well versus a more varied amount of the cast. Now, as for another great benefit of Mewtwo that he's always had is his ability to kill with up throw, forward air, smashes, downer, and more. He's always had a large amount of killing potential, and he can end stocks at earlier percents than most other people in the higher tiers, and this is a really good benefit about Mewtwo. He can just end stocks, end rounds, and get the win for himself. Finally, for the good, he does have a great recovery. Now, it's not the best in the entire game, but it does go decently far, and it is very hard to counter. It's quick enough, it works well, and it gets you back on the stage versus any foe, so it kind of does just what you think a recovery would do. Now, as for the bad, he still is very light, meaning that he gets killed very early on. As well, he gets comboed pretty easily, he doesn't really have a great get off me move, and he does have a big hitbox, which hurts with that also. And finally, he doesn't really body the very top tier. He does quite well versus the majority of the cast, but the very top tier still seem to beat him out quite a bit. But in the end, how strong is Mewtwo in the most recent patch? Well, he's been getting a lot of amazing results, and he just seems to be getting better and better, so I assume he's very good. I see a lot of people placing him high on the tier list, and I think I may agree. Abadongo and other people are carrying this guy up more and more, and I'm really excited to see the future of this awesome Pokemon. There you go, thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, make sure to press that like button, and make sure to comment down below what you're thinking about Mewtwo while you're at it. Thanks a ton for your time, and I'll be seeing you all next time.